So again, a very basic question. I think he will be a first year resident. Are there any rest stations?
Arsalan, can you answer?
Anyone? Yes, Dr. Aslan, please.
Sorry, आवाज आपकी skip हो रही थोड़ी सी.
Rest station
Okay,
होते
I
हैं.
will ask again.
Okay.
Are there any rest stations?
जी. As I already told you, when you talk of the rotational station, there are definitely some rest stations. Usually there are 5 to 6 rest stations to accommodate extra candidates.
Yeah, actually it's happened when you are the number of candidates, because usually it depends on the stations, total number of stations, and on that day how many candidates are there. If your candidates is 2, usually we do it in either 2 rounds or 1 rounds depending on the number of candidates. Let's see, our stations are 20 and on that day we have like 24 candidates. You can divide it either into 12 into 12, then you have in between 8 rest stations. That's the way. So it's all depend on number of candidate that governs, because let's see 20 rotational stations and on that day there are 30 candidates. Now it may be possible they divide into 15. Now the 15 one group when comes into as a 15 candidates, there will be 5 rest stations certainly. So it's all depend on number. Stations are usually fixed, so that's the case. It is.
Okay,
Yes,
okay. So this question is for Dr. Fawad and Dr. Aslan actually. And the question is, sir, what kind of pattern CPSP will follow in pandemic?
Actually, TOACS, there is no issue because it's all you can go through even virtual way. TOACS can be done. There is a discussion going on about long and short cases. Still, it's not finalized how they're going to do it. And the moment the things are finalized, we'll try to arrange a webinar with senior faculty, the examiners and conveners to give you a fair amount of idea what kind of pattern this time CPSP is going to follow, inshallah.
Okay, so this question,
Dr.
Arsalan, you want to add anything? You can.
Yes, exactly. TOACS is most likely going to remain as such. There are no needed changes there. And hopefully there will be changes with short cases and long cases.
Okay, so I'm going to involve Dr. Hashim here. And the question is, sir, how will we answer each and every question in the TOACS station? I think they are asking about whether we should write the whole sentence or we should write only 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, to the point.
In TOACS, basically you have to be very prescribed, crisp and clear answer. You don't need to repeat your question. You don't need to write whole story. If it is written that what is the diagnosis, you don't need to write the diagnosis of this clip is mitral stenosis. You have to just write severe mitral stenosis. This is your answer. And you have to be very crisp and try to write in a clear writing so that the examiner shouldn't have any difficulty while checking your paper.
Yes, this Hashim has raised a very good point, because at the end of the TOACS we are so exhausted. The TOACS day is most difficult part because you have to check every paper, and in that scenario, if you write humble jumble kind of thing, repeating question again, that very commonly happens. They repeat the scenario again. In this case, 50 years, just write what is being asked to you. And commonly it's very focused question. Write 4 findings you're seeing. Write 4 abnormal findings you're seeing. What is your diagnosis? What are 2 management strategies? Very focused things. And that's why I always say you go through a summarized book of whole of the cardiology, in which you're going to have a subject knowledge as well in relation to the TOACS stations. So you have some small booklet or kind of things like some complication. There are booklets of interventional cardiologies in which there are all complications are discussed. So you have to cover all those TOACS stations which are you expected in your, like WPW, very commonly asked. So you need to cover WPW in terms of its clinical, its investigations, its management strategies. So all those which are very hot topics for TOACS station, you should have a background knowledge, because Just identifying is not enough. Yes, Hasib.
I agree with you, sir. Next question is for Dr. Arslan. Can you please tell what is the margin? That is, how many stations we can miss? Dr.
Uh,
Arslan, can
Actually,
you answer?
yes. My opinion is out of the 40 questions, if you know, if you can correctly diagnose all 40 questions, you can still fail because
Yeah.
it all depends how you attempt your answers. And I think if you very accurately attempt like 30, 32 stations, it should be enough to get you through. It all depends how intelligently you attempt your answers. Because
I
out of the 40, there are at least 25, 28 stations in which the key is modified in a way that a lot of candidates should be able to get 10 by 10 out of these questions. So I think somebody diagnosing 30, 32 out of 40 and attempting in a very clever way should be getting through.
Yeah.
Because the overall passing marks are 60%.
when we were sorry, I will add here, when we were preparing in last 3 years back, when I was preparing, and we were very curious about how many questions should we answer properly to get through the stock stations, and it was in 40 stations. If you correctly answers your 33 stations, you will get through easily. There is a margin of 7 stations. But as Dr. Arsalan said, if you answer all 40 questions, even then you can fail. But it depends that how completely you answer. Every talk station usually have 2 or 3 questions. Just diagnosing, or the first question is very important in talks. If you diagnose the case properly, then subsequent answers can be right. If you missed your first question, so that will be that will be a catastrophe for you. That's why I will suggest in cath and echo stations, you must spend your 30 seconds to 1 minute watching the clips completely and thoroughly. After that, you see everything, then you start writing. Then you will have about 2 minutes more. In 2 minutes is more than enough to write your 3 answers.
You would like to add
Yes.
anything, Dr. Fawad, or should I go to the next question?
I think you should make yourself habitual of attempting talks in a way that you can do a mock talks with each other in a way that one of your colleagues should pick a clip from wherever he wants to pick and give you some questions, because there is a combined way of seeing things. Some people are comfortable first knowing what is being asked and then seeing, and some people first see and then, and it's all depend on your coordination, how you have practiced for talks, because you have 3 minutes. In 3 minutes you have to see the image, you have to see the question and then answer within 3 minutes. So that means once you have practiced, especially the echo views and cath views, because that coordination is very important. That, and I have personally seen some of the candidates, they are good. First they see the question, what is going to ask, and then see the clip and then got the answers from there. And because for a holistic look without knowing what is being asked, sometimes it wastes your time in a way. So it's all depend on person to person acumen, how he is being able. But my advice to them who are close to exam, they should do a mock talks with each other. And with exactly making that kind of scenario, a 3 minute scenario, and one person test other one, and same, this one will again test this one. And you can do it by continuing 4 views of echo and 5 views of cath, and just putting yourself in that kind of environment and seeing how you, what is the most good, you can appropriate strategy for yourself. So that's my advice for them.
Okay, okay.
I would like to
Moving on to the next question.
Yeah,
Yes,
Arslan,
please, Dr. Aslan,
yes,
please.
I would like to emphasize a very important thing. होता ये है कि in the last 2-3 weeks when you guys are preparing for the exam, you get very habitual to one thing कि आप जगह जगह you are roaming around, please sir echo दिखा दें, video clips दिखा दें, cath दिखा दें, ECG दिखा दें. and what you are concentrating is कि ये ECG का diagnosis क्या है, ये cath clip दिखाया, what is the diagnosis, and that's it. ये echo क्या diagnosis क्या, that's it. And then you get so much tuned into this habit कि जब exam के दिन पे आप आते हैं तो scenario is altogether different. You are asked relevant questions as well, and that's where quite a lot of candidates fail actually, because you are not into habit in answering the relative questions. You are just you have just stuck your head in a bad habit of just looking at the thing and just giving the diagnosis, and that's it. So instead of going through, while practicing, going through 100 video clips, you can just go through 20 clips and try to answer the relevant questions and practice this. This is most likely to get you through than just trying to get the maximum exposure and just concentrating on the diagnosis.
Okay.
And one thing,
so moving on to the
one thing
next
more there,
question.
Dr.
Yes, please,
I will
Dr.
add
Hashim,
on.
please.
You won't get, yes. Hello? You won't get time of recalling your stuff there. These all that the high topics that has been shown to you or that has been discussed with you, these topics, you should have everything about them in your fingertips, like coronary perforation, what is next best step and how you will manage. These should be there. You won't get time in, as Dr. Masood Arsalan has been given briefed very descriptively, that diagnosing coronary perforation is not a difficult task. This can be diagnosed by first year even resident. Then how will you manage, how you will follow? These are the things that you must know at the end of your training, and that on day of your exam, these should be on your fingertips.